What is your case actually worth to the debt collectors? Brought to you by Kenneth Chabert at yourlegalagat.com. Your advantage if you're being sued by debt collectors. I often receive comments like, "They're suing me for $10,000, so definitely find it worthwhile to keep after me." Or, "They're only suing me for $500, I'm sure they'll let it go." These comments might be true, I suppose, but I often think they reflect more on the state of mind of the speaker than of the person suing them. In other words, the more afraid you are of being sued, the more likely it looks that they will pursue you to the ends of the earth. Of course, that isn't generally the way debt collection lawyers think, although it's never a good idea to share your dread of being sued with their lawyers. It encourages them. Company lawyers usually take a pragmatic view of your case. They are in the debt collection business, and they are suing you as a business. So they want to know that they will make money by suing or continuing to sue you. And you have to remember that they only know what they know and not what you know about your state of mind or resources. So what are the lawyers who are suing you actually thinking about? Their fees, mostly. That isn't a joke either. Legal fees are the largest expense of most debt collection cases brought by debt collectors, and they often dwarf the cost of acquiring the debt. Consider, for example, a debt of $10,000. It may have been bought by the debt collector for 3 cents per dollar. I've heard numbers ranging from 25 cents per dollar to 3 cents per $100 for these kinds of debts. So it's kind of hard to say exactly, but I think 3 cents per dollar is probably a pretty good guess. If the debt collector paid 3 cents per dollar on a $10,000 debt, it paid $300 for your debt. Or to put it more bluntly, the company paid $300 for the right to force you, either through threats, harassment, intimidation, or litigation, to pay them $10,000. If the collection lawyer costs only $100 per hour, and that is a very low rate for a lawyer in a city these days, anything over 3 hours of attorney time will be more than the debt costs. And that's important to keep in mind because they could always buy someone else's debt and chase them instead of you if it's going to take more than 3 hours of their time to make you pay. Once the suit has been filed, though, how do lawyers evaluate the case? As nearly as possible, lawyers try to determine the amount they may win, the cost of pursuing it, and the chance of collecting. This is simply a set of business judgments that the lawyers and their clients make based on a great deal of experience. So the equation looks a little bit like this. The dollar value of the judgment possible times the chance of collecting minus the cost of the whole thing equals the total value of the case. If the chance of collecting is 50%, and that's probably an excessively high number for these cases, then a $10,000 case looks like this. 10,000 times 1/2, 0.5, minus legal fees, and that in turn becomes $5,000 minus legal fees and other costs, is the value of the case. Their case against you is valued below $5,000 from the beginning, and anything you did to push the amount of attorney time of collecting and pursuing the lawsuit up towards 20 to 30 hours would rapidly make the case actually unprofitable in an absolute sense for them. Of course, in assessing a case, the debt collector does not know initially what you will do or how you will affect the risk or attorney time required. In fact, they don't even know what kind of documents or other evidence in support of their case there may be. So can you see how expressing your willingness to fight all the way and some optimism at the beginning of a case might alter the value of the case for the debt collector? And can you see how demonstrating an ability to fight the case would change the way the debt collector looked at the numbers and reduce the value of the case for them? Keep these things in mind when you talk to the debt collection lawyer. Never encourage them. Always make it look, as much as you can, like it's going to cost them a ton to pursue you. You may not consider this video or anything I say in this or any video as legal advice. I cannot give you legal advice, but I do know the legal process and debt law very well, so use what I say as a source of information and apply your own judgment to your case. To get more help on fighting debt collectors and their lawsuits, go to yourlegallegup.com. Get my litigation manual and forms, and defend yourself from the debt collectors.